آقای علی سیدی هستند در رابطه با اعدام‌ها و همچنین تخریب محیط زیست در اهواز صحبت خواهند کرد. ایشون فعال در حوزه مدیا هستند و حقوق بشر در ایران. متشکرم، بفرمایید.
Thank you. Dear Chairperson, ladies and gentlemen, the participant. I will read the Ahwazi Arabs statement. Oh, sorry. Dear Chairperson, ladies and gentlemen, the participant. I will read the Ahwazi Arabs statement in south and southwest of Iran. I would like to thank the organizers of this important conference for organizing the platform for delivering the voice of the oppressed people in Iran. Dear friends, I am talking to you on behalf of the Ahwazi Center for Human Rights. It is about the suffering of more than 10 million Ahwazi Arab citizens in Iran and systematic practices against them of the ethnic cleansing policies and deprival of the most basic human rights, and in particular all items stated in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, as well as the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. Due to time limit, I will concentrate on two types of flagrant violations of human rights in Ahwaz. First, executions. The Ahwazi people get captured and are prevented by the Iranian authorities to have the right to express and participate in all civil activities in Ahwaz, Khuzestan, Bushehr, Hormozgan. Their racist policies are aimed at terrorizing Ahwazi citizens through arbitrary arrests. Unlawful charges are for muharibah, enmity against God, corruption on earth, and breach of security. The judgments are always political penalties for individuals and groups of Ahwazi citizens, leaving them for certain periods in prisons as hostages and then executing them when the Iranian political authorities plan for. Let me remind you of the list of prisoners convicted to death penalty from several Ahwazi cities. These political decisions are intended to terrorize Ahwazi citizens. Therefore, I appeal to you to defend Ahwazi citizens and work to save them urgently. City of Khalafiyeh. 1. Muhammad Ali Amouri, 33 years old, engineer in the fisheries. 2. Hashim Shabani, 31, is married and has one child, a blogger and a poet and teacher. Jabir al-Bushoke, 27 years old, married and has a child, social activist. Mukhtar al-Bushoke, his brother, 25 years. Hadi Rashidi, 38 years. These 5 citizens were active in the cultural organizations of Al-Hiwar, Dialogue, arrested on the February 2011 and were convicted in July 2012 on political charges as endangering Iranian national security risk and the muharibah, enmity against God, and his messenger in the ground, where the revolutionary court sentenced them to death in January 2013. City of Falahiyeh, Shadagan. The Iranian Revolutionary Court also issued in a political manner prisoners of the execution of 4 Ahwazi citizens on 16th July 2013. All charges are muharebe and breach of security of the Iranian regime. The prisoners are Abdurreza Amir Yunus Khanafire, poet, was born in 1987. Ghazi Ahmed Abbasi, poet, was born in 1987. Abdul Amir Hushang Muqaddam, born in 1986. Shahab Ahmed Abbasi was born in 1986. City of Hamidiyeh. Iranian authorities have arrested randomly Ahwazi citizens of Hamidiyeh and have given them death sentences on charges of muharebe and the breach in security, and they are Idan Abdul Qadim Shakhi or Besayah, city of Hamidiyeh, Alwa neighborhood. Adnan Saedi, Hamidiyeh Sofla, on the shore of Karkhe River near Sheikh Khazal's palace. Reza Ubaidawi, son of Nazal, Hamidiyeh Sofla, on the shore of the Karkhe River near Sheikh Khazal's palace. Jawad Betrani, neighborhood of Hamidiyeh Sofla. The city of Ahwaz. Taha Haydarian and Jamshid Haydarian and Abdurrahman Haydarian, in addition to their friend Ali Sharifi, were arrested by the Iranian authorities, and in less than a year, the death penalty against them was implemented on 18th June 2012, despite the international pleas and convictions for the release of them. Many innocent Ahwazi Arabs were executed in cities and villages in the past 7 years after peaceful uprising of the Arab people of Ahwaz in 2005, as there are still dozens of detainees in prisons held as hostages without any provisions for years, and the executions can be issued and implemented against them at any moment. Ladies and gentlemen, in addition to the execution of innocent citizens of Ahwaz, the Iranian authorities also target the human right of Ahwazi Arabs. This human right consists of evacuation of their native land, inhuman treatment, destruction of an environmental and economic infrastructure, and looting of the wealth of Ahwazi people who are native to this land for thousands of years. Here I am not able to mention all the flagrant violations against environment, land, housing and wealth in Ahwaz, and claim the organizations of the United Nations, especially the organizations of land and housing and UNESCO and United Nations Environment Program, NUEP, to visit Ahwaz and get brief of the size of the environmental and humanitarian disaster of the exposed people of Ahwaz, who have a wealth of natural resources but receive only poisoning and pollution out of it. There are important documents compelling level of serious pollution that is caused by petrochemical companies in Ahwaz region, especially in the city of Bushehr overlooking the Gulf Coast. We can deliver to any interested party of this matter. Ladies and gentlemen, with regards to the environmental pollution and decision of desiccation of rivers and marches, I will rely on Iranian government statements in this regard in order to avoid any doubt of the certainty that Ahwazi people are subjected to a systematic policy of genocide for decades and is in dire need of a humanitarian position to save them from annihilation. Since Reza Shah occupation of the Ahwaz Arab nation on 20th April 1925, successive Iranian governments have been pursuing the policy of ethnic cleansing of indigenous Ahwazi Arab people. The natural resources of Ahwaz were confiscated while the oil and gas industries become the sources of pollution, disease, and poverty rather than being a source of wealth, progress, and prosperity, as elsewhere in the Gulf states country. According to Ahwazi City's Member of Parliament, Saeed Sharif Hosseini, the region is facing an unprecedented ecological crisis that is affecting drinking water and agricultural irrigation. He also highlighted air pollution problem, which has increased asthma by 17%. Ahwaz City is also recognized by the World Health Organization as the world's most polluted city. Unemployment is an acute problem in Ahwaz due to the refusal to employ local people in oil industry. Saeed Abdian's member of the parliament said Abadan's member of parliament, Sayyid Hussein Dehdashi. Thank you very much.